Hello, it's Debbie Gilbert here from the Best Business Women Awards, and today I'm joined by Cheryl Luzet from Waggoner, who was our Best Technology winner back in 2016. And Cheryl then crossed over into sponsorship and has been a sponsor now for the last 3 years. So welcome, Cheryl.
Thank you. Great to be here.
So we'll start off with the business name, Waggoner. You can tell us about the history of the business and also where did the crazy name come from?
Oh, well, I haven't really got a great story, actually. My husband's French, so I wanted to call it tagada, which is a French word for a big strawberry sweet. I don't know why, I just thought it was quite a fun word. And then I realised there was a web hosting company at that time called Tagadad that was a bit too similar. So in the end, I ended up just changing one letter and becoming Waggoner. But I think the whole point of it around it was that I wanted to reflect that we were doing something a little bit different. In those days, we were purely an SEO agency, and I think SEO agencies had a bit of a bad reputation in those days. So I wanted to reflect that we were, following a different path to potentially some of the other agencies that were around there at that time.
What year did you start the business?
It was in 2011.
Okay, and you literally started from your back bedroom, didn't you?
Yes, exactly. Yes, so it was right at the end of my maternity leave with my son, when he was 9 months old, and I had to go back to work. And I realised that if I went back to my old job, paying childcare for 2 children and paying my train fare, I would only earn £5 a day.
Oh my God!
I didn't actually love my job enough to go and earn £5 a day. I actually had to pay half the mortgage because my husband's a teacher and doesn't have, a massive salary. So I kind of thought I will have a go and see if I can run my own business. So just set it up in the back bedroom. My plan was just to work from home, get a bit of freelance work, and then it just kind of took off a lot faster than I probably expected.
So what was your background, Cheryl, before you had your Waggoner then? What were you doing?
So just before I set up the business, I was working in an educational consultancy in London. So we were doing, working with lots of big publishers, so creating educational resources online, doing kind of usability studies and doing a lot of SEO. So I thought I would take those skills and take them into my new business.
Right, okay. And so not where, but how have you gradually grown the business and what did you do along the way?
Well, it's an interesting question, Debbie, because I actually think I've got quite a lot to thank you for that. Because I realised early on that I was not going to be a salesperson. I'm not I'm not a sort of person that's going to pick up the phone, do cold calling. And I'd never really done any networking. And I remember hearing about Viva networking and thinking, right, I'll just go along to that and see what that's like. And I distinctly remember my first time walking in and you just being there so friendly and just making me feel so welcome. That I think if you hadn't been so friendly, I think I may never have gone back. I may never have done networking. So, the entire business has been created on networking and on relationships. I think for what we do, the relationship side of things is really key. I think people, they wouldn't necessarily put the trust in us if we didn't have the relationship at the beginning. I think, finding a marketing partner is a hard thing to do. So I think you have to have that trust relationship and you have to get to know people. So that's why why networking works so well, really, for me to sort of sell my services and get the brand name out there.
Because you've got involved with the St Albans Chamber and you're involved with the Hertfordshire Chamber as well. And what other sort of advice would you give to people on those first couple of years of their business journey?
I think definitely think about networking and how you can take advantage of networking. Occasionally I meet people that say it doesn't work, and then I look at that person and I think, well, actually you're probably approaching it maybe not necessarily in the right way. And I think if you go to a networking meeting with the idea of selling to people, then you're probably not going to get the desired result. I think it's really key when you go to a networking meeting that it's about making connections and getting to know people and listening to them and supporting people, helping other people. I think being in marketing, it's very easy to do that. It's very easy for me to offer my advice and support to people and to do webinars and, to do presentations and things. It's a very easy thing in my industry to do. Obviously, it's a little bit more difficult in other people's. But I think where you can support other people, it makes you look a bit more credible and it makes people, engage with you and trust you a bit more.
So as the business grew, you obviously, even as a marketing agency, you have to market yourself. So what was awards part of your marketing strategy? What made you get involved with entering awards?
It was very much when we were thinking about our marketing strategy that we decided that we would put awards down there as quite a big part of the way we would get our brand name out there. I think the key things about awards is that they allow you to demonstrate your credibility. They very much get your brand name out there, but there's an element of trust behind that as well, I think. And if people know that you're finalist for an award or you've been up for an award, particularly an award like this where it's very much judged, by a panel of experts as opposed to being, a popularity contest.
Votes. Yeah, not a lover of votes.
No, exactly. So people know that if you're a finalist in an award like that, it's because you've actually got something behind you and you've done something to be proud of. So I think it should be a key part of any business's marketing strategy to think about how you can, gain traction from awards, get your name out there, get your brand name out there, but for all the right reasons.
So from back bedroom, how many staff have you got now? I know you've got offices in St Albans, and how big is your business now?
So we've now got 14 staff, and I've recently made my commercial director the managing director, and I'm now the CEO, which is
You get a special chair as CEO.
I know I don't. I should have one. You're right. I should need a special chair. I need to sort that out. See, that was quite a big deal, really, to kind of hand that job title over. We've got a really strong team now, and I think that's one of the key things is keeping the team together during the sort of COVID crisis. Is trying to make sure that we don't lose anybody in the team, because they are a massive part of who we are as a company, and everyone's got their skills, and we've invested enormously in their training. So that's really key, that we can all get back to the office and get back to normal as soon as we can.
So aside from SEO, what other services does Waggoner offer?
So we offer a whole range of digital marketing now. I think SEO in itself has changed, in that SEO is a lot about brand building these days, so we have to offer the whole range. So we do content marketing, we do marketing strategy, do PR, we do a lot of social media. The only thing we don't really do is building websites, because we've kind of made the decision early on that we weren't going to do that. We do a lot of paid social as well, and paid Google ads.
Oh, okay. So you do the PPC stuff as well. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So what made you enter our awards? What was the driving force behind that?
I think I was really impressed by the way the awards were presented. Obviously I'd met you already, so I knew it was going to be, a fantastic event. I can't really remember. I just remember being really impressed with the awards and the way you were marketing them. And I just thought, I've really got to apply for these. So
I think you were a finalist on year one, weren't you, in 2015,
yes.
the inaugural ones. And then you reapplied in 2016 and won the category, which is always amazing when people re-enter and they win it. And then you came to me and said, can I sponsor? So what was the kind of thought process behind sponsoring and as opposed to entering? What was why did you decide to do that?
I think it had just been such a fabulous journey being with you there from the start. At the very first awards, being a finalist and then being a winner at the second. I kind of didn't want that journey to end. I wanted to be there with you. So I think it was just such a great experience being at the event. All these women that have done amazing things. I think it kind of changes you. I think you feel a bit more broad-minded afterwards. And I think you learn so much about different people's businesses. That it was just really important to me to kind of stay involved, I think. And also I think as a sponsor, it's a fantastic opportunity to carry on raising the profile of my business through the awards. So I really wanted to kind of do that, and also support you, support the awards that have done so much for me. So we could give something back.
Yeah, because you, Sharon and Roma are the three people that have been involved every year and have in one way capacity. Obviously you as a finalist for 2 years, and they've been on the judging panel, and obviously we then invited you onto the judging panel. So when people are entering, what sort of things are you looking for as a judge?
I think I'm looking for a bit of wow factor. I'm looking to be impressed. I'm looking for someone that can demonstrate through the story that they give us what they've achieved and how they've achieved it. And I think that's quite a key part of it, is you want to feel like you've got to know the person and their business at the end of it. I think and one of the tips I would give is just make sure that you do, answer each question in full. Because if you don't put down the information, we can't make it up for people. And there's been times when you've had a really strong entry and that you think, I really would think this person could win, but actually they haven't written enough information for you to give the points that you would like to for that. So I think just make sure you have enough time to do the entry so that you can reflect on it, and that you can very much put down everything that you need to. So I think a lot of the things you need to put into the entry, you don't always think of them right away because you're just kind of used to them. You don't think of them as being anything unusual or amazing. So, put together the entry, maybe go away from it for a week and then come back, have another look and see what you can add in that will enrich it. We're looking for evidence as well, aren't we, Debbie? We want to make sure that what we're seeing can be backed up by hard evidence.
An impact of awards. So obviously you've won one of ours, but you've also won others as well, finalists in other awards. So it's still very much part of your strategy. And what impact would you say that awards have on your business?
Oh, I think it's had a massive impact, actually. We've had direct leads from people that have seen us through winning awards. People always want to talk about it. They always say, I hear you've won lots of awards. Even people that I don't know will say, I know your business, you've won lots of awards. So, I think the impact, you can't really underestimate the impact of something like that, I think. Because
you raised, one year when we were doing the masterclass face-to-face, you raised the SEO impact. Because obviously if people link to our page and we link to them, that really helps them with their SEO, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So this is one thing we would recommend our clients apply for awards, because it does have a really strong effect from an SEO perspective. If you think that SEO is a lot about brand building these days, and entering awards is about brand building, and then on top of that, when you become a finalist in an award, you get a mention or a link from a website. So and that link gets fed into the domain authority of your own website. So Google can see that people are kind of linking to you and talking about you. And also from a social media perspective, by gaining traction and engagement on social media, that's another thing that gives you a bit of a boost from an SEO perspective and from a brand building perspective. So I think from your own marketing perspective, it's so much more than just getting your name out there. There's so many advantages to applying for awards.
No, I definitely agree with that, because you've had press coverage as well, haven't you? And I believe a little bird told me you're up for quite a number of categories in our Hertfordshire Chamber Awards this year.
Yes, I think it's 6, yes.
That's amazing. But you have done some industry awards as well, haven't you? You've done the digital, is it digital?
Yeah. The search awards, we won a search award, which was amazing. And we were finalist in the drum awards last year, which was very nice. Yeah, so
it's good to have some industry stuff, some local stuff, some national stuff. It's good to have lots of different strings to your bow, and ultimately it's a networking opportunity on the night as well. So it can hit you a number of ways, not just online but also face to face. You're sponsoring the Made in the UK category, which is actually sort of a new category we're doing this year. We used to have a consumer and retail category, and we just decided we really wanted to highlight people who are making stuff in the UK. So what sort of things will you be looking for in those entries?
I guess we're going to be looking for a little bit of innovation, someone that's done something a little bit different, that's tried to think out of the box, someone that's got a bit of a story behind their business. I want to hear how they got to where they are today and what their ambitions are for the business. It's a lovely category, actually. We're really excited to be sponsoring that category. I can't wait to read through the entries.
The entries that come in. Well, thank you for joining me today. It's been great catching up with you and having a chat. And you'll be at the final if it takes place this year, maybe move to next year, we don't know yet, and people can meet you in person. And thanks for sharing all your wisdom, really, because I think you are a tremendous success story. We're very proud that you're one of our sponsors and one of our winners. Well deserved. And I think you're a great example to any woman who's sitting there thinking, can I start and grow a business around 2 young children? Yes, you can, because you did it, and you did it really successfully, and have built a business literally from the back bedroom to 14 staff in your own offices and a managing director. So I think that's amazing. I really do. So thanks for joining us today, and
thank you.
Good luck for the future, Cheryl. Thank you.
And you. Take care. Thanks, Debbie.